welcome to the stream, everybody. 1 second. Just gotta fix my mic cord. It is Wednesday, and this is the second Bloodborne stream that I've done since Augur released, Everdark Augur released in Night Rain, and I decided after 2 victories and a bunch of losses that the boss just wasn't that fun and was more of a chore than it is a good skill expression boss fight. It's a beautiful spectacle, but yeah, unfortunately it's just not my favorite fight ever. So we're here for the time being until the next one releases, and then I mean, you know, I don't know after the next one, the new boss releases tomorrow night, how long it'll be till I get back on Bloodborne, but you know, I'm always gonna end up back on Bloodborne, I feel like, especially during slow times. Even after my viewership increases to a more sustainable number, where like even during a slow time I would still have viewers. I still had leftover echoes that I didn't spend on other stuff besides blood vials and silver bullets. Oh well. But yeah, Bloodborne right now, it's the easiest game for me to, you know, go to be a different game that is not the main game that I'm playing and still get people that show up and hang out. But I like it enough that even when, like I said, when my viewership is more sustainable, I think I'll still come back to it from time to time, couple months, like once every month or so, depending on how, what's the word? Well, how much I like the game I'm playing at the moment, I guess. I should probably turn on Streamlabs. I always forget. To turn on Streamlabs. Oh yeah, I also forgot that I have to do something real quick. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Ooh, I almost knocked my coffee over. Ooh. I don't know a good name. Wow. Poor guy. Okay. Poor thing. Oh boy. This is a decent little warm-up. I wish YouTube would stop trying to tell me the bitrate is low. Twitch doesn't do that. Twitch leaves it alone. Twitch just lets you stream, and while, you know, the bitrate being really low is a big deal, most people always tell me that the stream looks fine whenever it tells me the bitrate is low on YouTube, so it becomes fairly annoying when it seems like there actually isn't a problem with the bitrate. I get not being able to warp between lamps, like that's one thing. But dude, it would have been so nice if they just would have made it possible to rest at the lamp to regain vials and bullets, so I don't have to kill myself every time. Or if they would just make it so that when you come back from an invasion, it also refills, like as if you were returning back to life. That would be even better. Or just make it like Demon Souls, where you have access in your inventory to your blood vials, and you just have all of them sitting there in your inventory. Rafa Kilogramma, are you an AFK? You are. Yikes. Hopefully some people get in here that are actually here and not AFK. That would be great. Who the fuck is that? It's either a spam text or it's one of my old coworkers who doesn't realize that I no longer live where I used to live. Oh, Jacer. Oh. Hmm. Oh shit. Mmm. Damn, GG. That was actually a really good fight. It seems I met you 3 months ago in the middle of Murgo. I may have posting links. Why did you post a link? What were you trying to post a link for? Also, welcome, Salmon. That seems to be your first time chat. You followed yesterday, I guess, while you were maybe lurking. Welcome, both of you, Sarah Villa and Salmon Row. Yeah, thank you for the compliment. That was a pretty good fight. Actually, I probably should jump. Resonates with another. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's right. I was also looking for something. Wait. What? Yeah, see all. What the hell? Why did it? Faulkner. Wow. Okay, hold on. I got her actually 437. I'm looking at something. I got a text from someone asking if I'm home. And I'm trying to figure out if it was one of my old coworkers, and it does not look like it. It does not look like it was. So it's probably just a spam. I gotta grab my shit before someone invades. Yeah. Because if it's one of my old coworkers, I'll just tell them, no, I'm not home. I don't live there anymore. It doesn't look like it's anybody. Weird. Four, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't send the link. I accidentally triggered it. Sorry. Oh. I don't know what it sorry is or whatever. Yeah, I have no idea. Ongoing notice. AFK. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the run back with Jacer. Honestly, I hate to say it, but half the time I'm not using Beast Roar, and the other person is, and it's like, shit, dude. If I was using Beast Roar, I really would win more often, but I choose not to use Beast Roar on this build specifically. And the build that I do use it on actually is the worst build. So funny enough, it like kind of in a way keeps that build from being too bad, but it's still worse than this build. It's a build, it's like a shaman that uses the Amygdalin arm, and then uses a bunch of hunter's tools that, like the bone and Beast Roar. This makes me think that they might be down. Yeah. Or not. Unless they're sitting on it. It's hard to get the angle. No, they're not sitting on it. I swear that elevator starts up and then you can bring it down. Maybe not. Let me just make sure they're not hanging out in there. What you call it, before I chase them all across the map for no reason. Okay, they're probably way too far now, honestly. Unfortunately. I mean, that guy's still aggroed. Maybe they're not that far. Oh, okay. I've got a feeling they didn't even grab the elevator. They might not even know the elevator's there. I'll give you a look. I'll give your gamertag a look. Real fast. Bewilderment. It doesn't say that unless you don't show up on the search, and I have to go actually to my block list. Yeah, I'll always. So first of all, just to make sure that everybody understands who's in here that hasn't heard me talk about it before. Typically, very often, when I block someone, it is not a personal thing. It is purely for rotation reasons, because the game has a habit of making you invade the same person over and over again. Especially, you know, unfortunately, if you're like one of the only two people that are in the area, you know, it's gonna keep putting you in that person's lobby. And, you know, I don't like fighting the same person over and over again. I prefer variety, especially if I'm streaming. Like, I want to fight as many different people as I can. Occasionally I will block someone if I don't enjoy fighting them. Still not personal, most of the time. It's just, you know, I just don't have a preference for fighting you based on how you play. So no one should ever take any of that personally unless I say it out loud, which typically, if it is personal, I will admit that it's personal, and then you will know. Okay, yeah, I don't see you on the block list, so we might just have not a great connection. If you're just assuming that we can't connect because we haven't been connecting. Also, okay, I was about to say, oh, wait, I might have, I don't know. I was going to say I might have stopped myself from being able to connect. What? Interesting. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't see you. Oh, your PSN. Yeah, I'll give that a look too. Is a bow dash lord. Okay, you didn't come up on the regular search. So also, it's been long enough since I played that everyone that I unblocked should be off the block list, because PSN removes people from your block list without telling you. So you'll be able to invade them again or get invaded by them after like about a month. So you shouldn't be blocked anymore if I did block you. There you are. Well, you're unblocked now. So we should be able to connect. Once again, I don't know. I don't recall your tag, so I probably only blocked you for rotation reasons. Because I know the people that I blocked for personal reasons. I remember them because I don't like them for specific reasons that are personal. So, yeah, don't take that, you know, to heart. It's just that this community is so small and there's so little activity that you really can get locked into fighting someone for a very long time. And I personally just don't like that. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted view nodes. I meant to rate that fine. I guess it took it as a foul. And I just didn't wait. I didn't read it. Oh well. That's what I thought. Ah. There we go. Searching for a charm. Yeah. I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I typically am the game master. Been the game master for my group for the last 7 years. And finally, one of my old friends from the old game that I used to be a part of the community for. Oh, what's up, Madge? Holy shit. Is this the same Madge that I'm thinking of? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's you. Why does it say first time chatter? Damn, what's up? How you doing, Madge? That's crazy. Thanks for stopping by. That means a lot. Yeah, Bloodborne in 2025. You wouldn't believe it. Bloodborne's actually where I get like the majority of people that show up on Twitch that I have following me. A good majority of them who show up are from Bloodborne and show up mainly for Bloodborne. Occasionally they'll stop by if I'm playing Elden Ring Night Rain or Elden Ring base game. But you know, or if I'm doing Lies of P or something. But when I'm playing Bloodborne, typically, you know, a good handful of people show up. And I've got a community Discord, and most of the people that are in that community Discord are also Bloodborne hardcore fans. I almost said tryhards, but that's because they have a Discord. They literally call themselves the tryhards. It's the tryhard safe space Discord. Do you mostly invade during streams? Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a 10-year anniversary Bloodborne playthrough where I gave Bloodborne another chance because I actually used to think Bloodborne was overrated, but I needed something different than Elden Ring to do because I got really burnt out on Elden Ring PvP because of how spammy a lot of shit is in that game, and you know, there's less room for skill expression in Elden Ring, unfortunately, because people can just wipe you off the face of the earth with some of the things they can do. And since there's 3 of them with no friendly fire and only 1 of you typically, you know, there's a lot of chances to just die because you weren't in the right spot at the right time. So I needed something else to do, and I started playing Demon Souls Remake because I've never finished Demon Souls. I got to Tower Knight on the first Demon Souls, and then I kind of stopped. Like, I beat him, but I stopped after I got told that I couldn't go further in that area. Because it wasn't my copy, it was my friend's, and I left their house before I could continue. And then I just never got around to it again. Oh, this guy was AFK before, so he's probably still AFK. But anyway, so I decided to buy the remake after getting a PS5 and having a PS5 for a little bit. And that recontextualized a lot of Souls games for me because obviously everything that came after Demon Souls, you know, was inspired by Demon Souls, and a lot of things that happen in Souls games after Demon Souls are call-outs and shout-outs to Demon Souls. And it made me realize that Bloodborne is in itself a really big call-out and shout-out to Demon Souls. So I was like, shit, maybe I'll enjoy Bloodborne again if I play it again. And it turns out that the 10-year anniversary is coming up, so it makes sense for me to be playing this for the 10-year anniversary. And also at the end of my playthrough, probably, I knew it would probably line up. It would line up with the Return to Yharnam, which is obviously, if you know anything about the Return to events, it's typically a pretty big PvP thing, and I'm a pretty big PvP guy. So I was like, I'm gonna, you know, make a person that will end up being my PvP build, and that's what this guy is. This is my build that I made for the playthrough. And I also went through the Chalice Dungeons for the first time. I never really dabbled with the Chalice Dungeons back when the game first came out. And then once again, like, I pretty much never touched the game ever again until that 10-year anniversary playthrough. So, yeah. Went ahead and got myself all the Chalice Dungeons finished, and went ahead and got myself a bunch of blood gems that are pretty good for PvP. I'm not sure how familiar you are, but in the middle column it says blood gem effects, and below that are some pretty damn good blood gems, almost perfect. I wish they were kin or beast down instead of stamina down, or increased stamina cost, but you know, they're pretty good, and this is about as good as they're going to get for this specific thing that I was going for, is physical damage. Should probably actually have thrusting damage on this sword, but you know, I wanted something that could be multifaceted so I could use different weapons and stuff, and I didn't have time, and I just haven't gone back to try and get more blood gems because it's kind of hell trying to farm for blood gems. But anyway, do you mostly invade? Makes sense. Been thinking of Demon Souls, never played it. Watched it being played though. Seems very gimmicky. It does have a couple, a good handful of gimmick fights. Who is this? Mio app? I don't think you are the person in chat that told me to unblock them. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Saw spear user. Or saw. Wait, no. Is that Scythe? I swear he was using the saw cleaver or the saw spear at the beginning. Maybe it was always the Scythe. Scythe is basically the same fucking thing, though. Anyway. Yeah, Demon Souls is great, though. I really love it. It's in my ranking. It's probably first, second, or third. I have a hard time picking between Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Elden Ring for my top three. Bloodborne made its way to absolutely fourth, and sometimes kind of want to make it top three. But it's definitely at least fourth. It used to be like sixth or something. It was above Dark Souls 2, but it was pretty much below everything else for me until I replayed it. So I'd recommend Demon Souls. The gimmick fights aren't too bad. They're pretty manageable and not offensive in any way. Great. I'm probably gonna have to block this guy. Unfortunately. Ooh. Shit. Okay, GG. When you're playing against Scythe/Saw users, you just have to play so careful, and I hate it. If you're not also using one of those weapons. Yeah, I've heard of those. I get pinged in those. Chalice dungeons are goated. Yeah, I think people are too hard on the Chalice dungeons now that I've played through all of them. I think some of the bosses in them are not well done and suck, but like the actual experience of the Chalice dungeons is fun in its entirety, in my opinion. And yeah, I do think people are way too harsh on them. I kind of want them to bring something back and maybe do it a little different so that people like them a little more. I don't think it's going to be this way, but there's this thing in Night Rain coming out called The Depth of Night. And they already have Blood Gem adjacent things called relics in Night Rain if you haven't played it. Oh, Madge, healing in PvP is expected in Bloodborne. It's different in Bloodborne. Especially in duels. In other games, obviously, invading, you heal regardless, because invading is invading. But in duels, you don't in other games. But in this game, it's very expected. Everybody heals. There's no... Like, if you don't heal, it's considered, like, you're a weird person. You're weird for not healing. And I think that's mainly because blood gems are very strong in this game, and if you have the right ones, you could do pretty much a one-shot anyone, depending on what you're doing. Or it'll be two shots at least, and that's no fun if you just... You know, and it's really hard to get away in the first place, so because it's so easy to punish healing in this game, it's okay to do it the way that it is. If you ask anybody who's a normal Bloodborne PvP person, they'll tell you that healing is fine. And you're handicapping yourself by not healing. Or you're making the duel less fun by not healing. But anyway, Bloodborne is my most played FromSoft game after Dark Souls 2. That's interesting. I don't think I'll ever change that stance that I actually do not like Dark Souls 2 very much. I think it's a fine game, and if we look at it standalone, it's a good game, but in comparison to all the other Souls games, Dark Souls 2 for me at least is my least favorite, and there's a lot of things that I have wrong with it. I think if Bluepoint did a remake of it like they did for Demon's Souls and made it much prettier looking, much more aesthetic, and like cleared up some of the visual issues that I have, that would be the majority of the problem that I have with it gone. But then the next thing would be like the way the characters move and the way they swing their weapons. The sound effects, they changed a lot of sound effects in Demon's Souls remake, so maybe they would probably change them in Dark Souls 2 remake as well. So that problem would probably be gone as well for me, but yeah, unfortunately, Dark Souls 2 is not my favorite. And I said that if I hit... I think it was if I get 20 subs in a fairly short amount of time, like fairly fast, I will do a Dark Souls 2 playthrough. I'll drop what I'm doing, restart stream because I stream from my console, and I'll be streaming Dark Souls 2 when I come back, which is going to be immediately. That doesn't mean that I have to stick with the Dark Souls 2 playthrough for more than the one stream that I started with. I would continue it, but I don't have to stick with it in the sense that like I can't have breaks to play other games in between or something. Because right now I for whatever reason back when I streamed Assassin's Creed and maybe even first started streaming back in Dark Souls 3 days for Souls content, I was able to get some subscribers. For some reason, I haven't been able to get anyone to hit that fucking subscribe button. I don't know exactly what's changed between now and then, because I'm an affiliate, which means like, I had to have had, I think, 30 subs at one point. I can't remember the exact number of subs you have to be an affiliate, or had to have, because I know they changed how affiliate works recently. And I didn't pay attention to it because I'm already an affiliate. Did someone invade me, or what just happened? It must have failed. What the fuck? Anyway, so yeah, as a like, what's the word? Incentive to subscribe. I've been saying that I'll play Dark Souls 2, but you know, it doesn't seem like there's enough people that give a shit about that. So might never get that Dark Souls 2 playthrough. At least not on Twitch. But you know, whatever. Okay, you said Y block, you healing. It's common thing to only swing once, so you only get punished for swinging twice. Why? Is it a common thing to only swing once, so you don't get punished for swinging twice? I mean, I don't know. One thing I've picked up on, especially because people have told me to, is that fighting unlocked, like switching to unlocked fighting in Bloodborne PvP, helps with tracking because there's pretty bad tracking. So I guess it doesn't help with tracking. It eliminates the bad tracking because there's not very good tracking on a lot of weapons in Bloodborne. So if you don't unlock, you'll just be swinging at nothing. As where if you unlock and then swing in the direction you expect your opponent to go into, you know, you'll most likely hit something. But I don't know about swinging twice or swinging 3 times or whatever. I mean, I'm using a heavier weapon, so my swings are going to be slower no matter what, which is why I was saying that I am thinking about blocking that guy, because one, blocking doesn't last forever. If you block someone, PSN automatically unblocks them in a month anyway. You will be reinvaded or reinvade the person that you blocked in a month, because they will, without telling you as well, and without literally removing them from the block list, they will just become accessible to you again without you being told about it. So you'll have to go back through your block list, figure out how far back they were in the block, and then unblock them, and then search them back again to reblock them, unless they're on your recent played, which doesn't always happen. Which in that case, you can just block them off your recent played. But yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. And so the reason that I block people, Madge, is because I really don't like fighting certain playstyles, and I also really don't like fighting the same person over and over again. In this game, the community is inactive enough that, you know, if someone is around, you will probably invade them over and over and over and over and over again. And as not only just someone who doesn't like doing the same exact thing over and over again with the same exact person, even if they're a close friend of mine, I don't like dueling them over and over again. I also am streaming, and I would prefer to keep the content fresh if I can. So for the sake of rotation purposes, a lot of the times I will block someone, even if it's not personal or if I like fighting them. Yesterday, I was fighting a guy named Talk, T-O-C, and he had some numbers behind his name. He stopped by the stream and even followed. And I had a lot of good fights with him that I enjoyed. And I unblocked him today at the beginning of the stream, but I had to block him after like 8 to 9, maybe even 10. Look, look how fast he can get off 3 swings before I can get off 1 swing. And since I don't prefer to play like that, where he's using the scythe or a saw spear or a saw cleaver, he's always going to get off more swings than me faster than I can if he just spams R1 like that, which I just don't like fighting people like that. It's too easy for them to get a win by just hitting R1 over and over again, unfortunately. So that's just, you know, personally not my cup of tea. What'd you say? Sorry, was playing Warframe. I get you on the Dark Souls 2 thing. That is wild that PSN unblocks people. Yeah, I would prefer they don't, but they do. So, you know, because like I said, I will go back and unblock people if I enjoyed fighting them or if I just didn't mind fighting them, like if it wasn't a problem. And especially if someone comes in and says, hey, I think you blocked me and didn't unblock me, like, could you unblock me? And I will. And a lot of the times in Bloodborne, the people that I fight are people that know that I'm one of the people that streams content or streams PvP and is in that Discord, that special tryhard Discord, tryhard safe space. So they'll just come in here and be like, oh, hey, like, I'm trying to fight you. Could you unblock me? And I will. There's only a couple people in the community that I refuse to interact with because of how they are, and one of them is literally a cheater that has the ability to one-shot you with this pistol that he has, which I think it's not even like that hard to achieve. It's fairly easy to get that pistol to one-shot people, but it requires, from what I've heard, some kind of wizard thing that you put on a hard drive or something. I don't fucking know, but regardless, there are literal cheaters that actually have access to things that they can use to make themselves one-shot you or make them have like infinite HP. I'm pretty sure I've seen before. I don't know for sure, but either way, he's probably unblocked by PSN at this point. His name's Matty Osen. And if I run into him, I'll probably just say, oh, look, it's Matty. I'm fighting Matty again. Haha. And they probably remember me because every time I've fought them since the first time I fought them, they've treated me differently than the first time I fought them because I beat them and I made them rage quit because that's how they are. They'll rage quit if you beat them. I need to block that guy. This is the third or fourth time I've invaded him, and he's been AFK. And there hasn't been like a in between where he's not AFK. I mean, it's free echoes and free insight, but I'd rather earn my echoes and insight. Anyway. Yeah, but how you been, Madge? I've been yapping a lot. I haven't really asked you anything about... I think I might have said something like that in the beginning, and you maybe just didn't respond to it, which is fine if you don't want to talk about yourself, but it's been a long time, man. How you doing? I see you're playing Warframe, you said. So, like, what else do you play these days? Are you a Night Rain player? I play the shit out of Night Rain. It's interesting that it said you're a first-time chatter because it must have been that long since the last time that I streamed where you were in here, because they may not have had the first-time chatter thing back then. So since the first-time chatter thing became a thing, that's how long it's been since you and since I've been streaming and you've been in one of my streams, which is funny. I assume you're probably still playing Warframe, so obviously I'm like, it's fine if you're in the middle of a match. Don't worry about responding immediately. Oh man, tell you what, on YouTube I've been uploading shorts for the first time since it might be 2 weeks now. Almost 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks. And I'm so mad at myself for sleeping on shorts because I have been dwarfing all of the numbers on my channel. since I started uploading shorts. I finally hit 1,000 subscribers after so many years of, like, you know, trying and failing to break past my original Assassin's Creed numbers. And I had my first video hit 100K views, my first 1,000 likes on a video. We also blew past 1,100 after only like 6 days of having 1,000 subscribers. I blew past an extra 100 to make it to 1,100. So the numbers are really good. I've got 2 other videos that are looking to make 100K coming up in another couple days if they keep moving the way they're moving. And they've all hit a bunch of, they've all also hit 1,000 likes and etc. All that stuff. What's up, Lexi? I do custom artwork. If you want, so I can show some example. Unfortunately, Lexi, I am an artist myself, and I do all my own stuff. So if you want to just hang out and enjoy the stream, you're welcome to. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm already my own artist. If you look at the following emote section, all those emotes, I drew my own emotes and everything. So yeah, thanks for the offer, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Unfortunately, I get a lot of artists every now and then who come in here, and more than often they're just bots. That was weird. Ah, GG. Been facing a lot more people using, like, finesse weapons, unfortunately. I can make overlay for you. I don't really want an overlay. I also stream on PS5, and I'm pretty sure I can't really get an overlay, or if I could, it would be really difficult to use and update or whatever. So yeah, no thank you. Sorry. Hope you have good luck in the future with finding people to buy your stuff. I also have a hard time finding people to buy my artwork, unfortunately. So yeah, good luck though. Can't remember. Did I just run off the cliff over here? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm pretty sure. No offense if you aren't a bot, Lexi, but Madge, I'm pretty sure this is a bot. A lot of people send their bots in here to try and sell their artwork. It's a thing. It's normal on Twitch. Yeah, more often than not, it's just a bot that's promoting someone. Well, like, it took me a little while to catch on, and like, honestly, I'm a fairly gullible person because I like to trust people and give them the benefit of the doubt, and a lot of the times I'll be like, "Oh, hey, welcome to the stream," and they'll even drop a follow because they're programmed to drop a follow, and then it turns out that they're like, definitely a bot because they just keep pushing their artwork. Okay, Lexi, if you're not a bot, then no offense, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to accuse you necessarily of being a bot. I was just explaining that a lot of people do send bots in here to promote their artwork, so I usually just expect the person to be a bot because that's so typical. Because they almost always say things in a certain way that it's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a bot. But like I said, it took me a little while to catch on that these different people were bots. Let's see. Usually when people say no, it means, oh. Well, no, I mean, I get it, Madge. It's tough being an artist. I don't know if you were an artist yourself, Madge, but I've been throwing out I've made commission posters, like, to show people that my rates and also my artwork alongside the rates, just to show them, and I think my shit's pretty darn good. It hasn't always been the best, but I think I've hit a point where I'm good enough now that people will want to maybe buy it if I'm offering fair prices to draw their OC or whatever. But yeah, no one stepped up. I have my rates go as low as I think $15. If you subscribe to the channel, you get a $5 discount from the normal $20. And then 20 is the baseline for non-subscribers to this channel specifically. I really need work because I have bills. Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm right there with you. I'm also not the best off financially right now, and having some extra artwork commission money would be great. But yeah, unfortunately, no one has stepped up to the plate. Before I started drawing myself, I actually did commission someone to draw a villain in my Dungeons and Dragons campaign for me, because I just didn't have the means to draw digitally, and I don't have the patience to draw on actual paper with pencil, because it there's too many things that you have to do when you're drawing pencil and paper that you can just do super fast and easy on a digital piece of equipment. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, I can pay this person. And I kind of already knew them. I was friends with them prior to that, and I could see that they had pretty good art, so I was like, yeah, I'll pay them. So I've paid artists in the past, but now that I am my own artist, I just obviously don't have that need anymore. But it's a tough world, especially with AI. It's a tough place to be as an artist. A lot of people that weren't going to buy AI art in the first place are just obviousobviously using AI instead, and a lot of people that were iffy about paying artists are defaulting to AI now that they have the option. You want to fight down there, Jacer? Oh shit. He finally uses a slow weapon, or a slower weapon. He's probably used to using those faster weapons. No, I wasn't saying you use AI, Lexi. I didn't mean to imply that. I was just saying that like non-artists will, use AI. It's a tough world to be an artist because people that would maybe have paid an artist now are just defaulting to AI instead of paying artists, is what I mean. So like people like you and me who are artists looking for commission work, we have less prospects now because of AI. Is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to, be apathetic and try to relate to you on that aspect. Jacer, GG, yeah, GG, Jacer. Thanks for stopping by. We've had some good duels so far. I enjoyed them. Even the ones with the faster paced weapons weren't too bad. In comparison, that one other guy I was fighting that was using the scythe, he was actually like annoying to fight with the fast weapons. But yeah, I mean, feel free to use whatever you want, man. I'm not trying to pressure anybody into using weapons that aren't their preferred weapon. Ooh. And I mean, at the end of the day, if we fight enough times in succession, what's going to happen is what's going to happen for the moment, and do it, next time I stream or whatever, or if enough time passes, PSN will just make us accessible to each other again anyway. That's just how it is. Fast weapons are best, I guess. Oh, they're definitely the better weapons in this game, because this game is all about speed, but I just prefer using this weapon and the Amygdalin arm, and they're just, they're not the slow. This isn't the slowest weapon in the game, but it's slow enough, that people with a scythe or a saw spear or a saw cleaver can get, 3 hits off on me before I can even adjust to get a hit on them. So it is what it is, I'm not hating. I'm just, it's my preferred play style, and if I face a person using a fast weapon too many times in a row, it can obviously get kind of like the morale can drop pretty low pretty fast, and nobody wants to like watch me lose typically. Ooh, you don't have very much HP, Iceberg. GG. You might want to go get some HP. Anyway. Saucy, Apex meta, HMS player. Yeah, meta. That's what we'll call it. Is that Danny DeVito with the hunter hat? That's so goofy, dude. That's the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. It means a lot, as always. You guys help keep the stream morale high. The lifeblood, the lifeblood of the stream. Let me cancel this and re-up. Saucy, I don't think you answered me yesterday when I asked you how saucy are the wings. Are we talking like dipping the whole wing in a cup of sauce? You know? Like submerging it almost as if to let go of it while it's in the sauce? Or are we talking less sauce? Dripping with the sauce. Good. That's the preference. There it is. What kind of sauce? What's your go-to on those saucy wings? Dude's about to say buffalo. Watch. Ooh, honey hot. Hey, all right. I underestimated. Forgive me. Oh shit, it's Eileen. What's up, Eileen? Got here a little earlier today than yesterday. Do you think you're gonna be able to participate earlier as well? Ninja Nilk. What an interesting name. Looks like they're already in the swamp. Ooh, actually they... That's rough, buddy. I wonder if me invading made them start to panic. I remember being a non-PvP, PvE only person. There was a time. I remember that heart race feeling of like, oh, an invader. Oh, they've come to take my cheeks. Oh, I just realized I had my HP regen shotgun out. Oh man, Madge must be deep in that Warframe right now. They haven't said anything in a while. Y'all, one of my old... I don't know if they would consider me their buddy. But someone I used to interact with a good bit that I consider a buddy of mine from my old, like, nearly a decade ago streaming days, back when I first got affiliate and stuff. They came by to say hello today. And they might still be here, I don't know. It's always nice to have an old face pop in like that and, bring back some memories and catch up, all that stuff. It's also funny to me because I've been streaming for a while now, consistently since the Elden Ring DLC released, and I caught that like wave of new viewers. And a lot of my old viewers have not realized that I still stream, or that I stream now. And every now and then one of them will pop in and be like, oh, it's you, you're streaming again. And I'll be like, yeah, yep, been here the whole time. Been doing this for months on months. It's almost been a year now since the DLC released. It might have been a year, actually. I think it is actually over a year now since the DLC released. Oh shit, I thought that was the person for a second. What's up, Snow? Over on YouTube, no one panics because of you. Oh, haha. I didn't mean because of Apex, the person. I meant because of the invader in their world. I don't give myself that much credit that my name is enough. It's just the invader in general, which is the reason why I started talking about back before I was an invader. Just like the mere presence of an invader in my world was pretty scary. I remember that. Like, I assumed every invader was someone that had a max level weapon and they'd be able to one-shot me or do some crazy shit like soul suck me, because I didn't know. I had heard about soul sucking, but I didn't know soul sucking was wasn't in Dark Souls, and I had never played Demon Souls at that point, so you know, spent a lot of time playing undead and not human because of my initial fear of invaders. Wait, why do I have a... Oh. Yo, there's Ithmarie commenting about how I block people in the Discord again. What a fucking guy, bro. what an obsessed little fucker we have with that guy. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy, the grudge that they're holding? It's insane. I think they might be in love with me. Like, dude, never fails. Yesterday, I posted the link and I saw them start to type, but they were like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And they didn't actually post anything. And then today they finally did. Like, you can tell they just wanted to this whole fucking time. Like, just fucking say it, bro. Just get it out there. Don't hold back. Be the hater you're going to be. I want the smoke, bro. Y'all should see me up in my YouTube comments. Now that those shorts are popping off. I wouldn't believe the amount of fucking know-it-alls that show up. Actually, you're supposed to parry them with your curse sword. Dude, I just realized my SO took all my fucking Hershey's. I had like fucking 8 Hershey bars over by my desk, and they're all gone. She either ate them all, or they're just over by her desk now. The fuck, bro. You're going through the level, you're free game. I don't have to be nice to you. I really should have seen the heals coming and parried them both. Why are you hitting me with your fucking torch? Yeah, I know. I should have killed him way faster than that, I know. I let him get away with way too much. Oh my god. Dude, I'm gonna lose it if she ate all my goddamn Hershey's. I just bought those. I'm just kidding. I'm not that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, guys. No, like really, I don't actually care. Ah, Elden Ring. Fuck. Ooh. Can't wait for Caligo to come out tomorrow night. Okay, so a lot of people have been speculating that all the different Nightfarers in Night Rain and their special abilities are from software kind of testing a bunch of future mechanics that they plan to use in their future games. So what if, just out of curiosity, maybe, kind of speculating, theorizing a little bit here, what if next game, next Souls-like game, when you're picking your class, deprived or wretch or whatever they typically call it, or wizard or rogue, etc., fighter, warrior, all that stuff, knight, whatever whatever you're able to pick. What if each one of those comes with like an ultimate and a skill like they do in Night Rain? And so not only are you incentivized to pick those classes because of their stat lineup for your PvP builds or just builds in general, but also you're incentivized to pick them because of their skill. I think that'd be pretty dope. Something that goes like on top of the Ash of War, or maybe Ash of Wars entirely will go away. / weapon arts. Oh shit, it's Iceberg. They didn't have any HP last time. Let's see if they've changed that. Okay, they did not. I think I'm going to use Call Beyond on them next time to see if because they don't seem to be healing either. Which makes me think that if I heal, they're going to be kind of mad about it. Which is whatever, because most people heal in Bloodborne anyway, but, I wonder if the characters in Duskbloods are going to have ultimates and skills. I mean, they're clearly bringing shifting earths into Duskbloods. They might not call them shifting Earths, but they're basically going to be the same thing based on what they said in the interview back when it got announced. Shit, dude, are we about to reach that period of the stream where I'm getting no invasions and then I say that I'm going to be turning stream off in 30 minutes if it doesn't pick up? And then 25 minutes later, it'll pick up and I'll be like, fuck, I was really thinking I might end stream soon, but now the invasions are picking back up. And also viewership picked back up too, because that always happens as well. And I'm like, fuck, people just showed up. I don't want to stop streaming because they just showed up, and I want them to have some content to watch since they were nice enough to stop by. Tiger Titan. Are you AFK? Ooh, maybe not. Oh. Okay. Right. Tiger Titan, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna get invaded, bro. This is how it's gonna be. You're either gonna have to unplug your Ethernet or I think you can start offline in this game, so you're gonna have to start offline, bud. Or you're gonna have to deal with getting invaded. But yeah, I was saying, I forgot earlier I was talking about how the depth of night in Elden Ring Night Rain, I don't think it's gonna be Chalice Dungeons, but I think it would be really cool if they added like Nox Chalice Dungeon style content. Because that's what when I first heard it, I thought that's what it was gonna be. I thought we were getting Chalice Dungeon content for a second, because they, like I said, they already have. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna send that back down. How dare you just run past me like you're gonna go kill your silver beast and actually just go to the elevator that's not even up. You know, you did that to yourself. And you didn't expect me to come running for you. Like, huh? Like, why didn't you dodge? Do anything? Have HP? How does anyone get to level 125 or within the range of invasions in 125 at least and not have more than one hit of HP? But yeah, there's already blood gem adjacent things with the relics in Night Rain. So it just felt like there might be a possibility that the depth of night could be Chalice Dungeons, but it doesn't seem to be that. Apparently they've already restored the mode and been able to play it themselves on PC, and it's just the same thing but with harder enemies. Like harder mobs. And maybe the Everdark boss, or sorry, the Night Lords just do more damage or something. Yeah, people were saying that this game doesn't... The people don't think we're going to get that many updates. We're not going to get that many new things. But already, not only did they surprise us with the Everdark fights, which weren't initially going to be like. No, they did not say they were going to do those until right before they did them. Not only did we get that, but now we're getting this depth of night shit, which also wasn't part of the deal originally. They surprised us with that. So I think people just need to notice the signs that FromSoft is kind of just doing whatever they feel in the moment. I don't know if you want to do that, but ooh. Woo! He finally got me. I was switching to Augur. Oh! Augur of Abretus. Augur is named after that, maybe? Or, like, it's supposed to be a similar thing? That's interesting. I've never even made that connection before. I checked out... What the fuck are you talking about? I was talking about the new leak in Night Rain that, of that mode that's coming out that's called Depth of Night. Which is, you know, it seems like it's just a, like, you accumulate points by completing expeditions in it, and the expeditions get harder as you continue to play in it. And you're going to get to use 6 relics, but it's only relics specific to that mode. So, like, clearly you're not going to probably be able to carry over the relics you have right now, which is kind of unfortunate. From what that's what they seem to, you know, have uncovered due to data mining. But yeah, we're getting basically hard mode that gets harder as you level up in it in expeditions. But nothing really changes too much about the expeditions except for the difficulty of the enemies, the mobs. And you get 6 relics, but they're specific relics to Depth of Night, and not all relics that you have, apparently. And I was talking about how that, like, a decent amount of people were convinced that we were just going to get the base game, the DLC, and then that was going to be it. But, you know, they keep bringing out new shit that people weren't aware was coming. Like, the Everdark bosses weren't announced as a thing part of the game. That was, like, right before they did it. They just said, hey, we're doing this. And then they did it. And Depth of Night also wasn't going to be part of the game initially. Like, no one knew that was coming. They just announced that they were going to do it, and they're about to do it. If it gets harder, then will the loot be better? Because if not, I don't think it's worth... I'm sure the loot will get better. I don't know. I mean, if it's not your preference to play a mode that gets harder without the loot getting better, then, I mean, that's, you know, that's up to you. I think I'm definitely going to dabble in it, at least, if not just for content purposes. But, oh, I just realized I'm not ringing. Anyway, the main point I was trying to make is that I think I was right about how, you know, Night Rain is just going to be this game that they just keep fucking around with for a bit. It might not be a thing they keep live forever. It's not going to be a live service in the sense that they just keep going like they do with Marvel Rivals or Overwatch. But it's going to be something that they dabble with for a bit. It's not just going to be, here's the base game, we're doing Everdark bosses, and then there's going to be DLC, and then we'll do some Everdark bosses of that, and then we'll drop it. Like, I think there's going to be, you know, a decent amount of new content that they're going to be rolling out every now and then until Duskbloods comes out, and then whatever other game they're going to have after that. Yeah, a mode that gets harder while your weapons continue to deal wet noodle damage seems really fun. I mean, Well, that's why you're also going to get 6 relics. If you remember that I said that, you're getting 6 relics, which means you're going to have way more opportunities to have. And who knows if they're going to have new relic effects that are specific to this mode as well. And that maybe that's where the damage is going to come from. I'm sure they'll tweak it. If it starts out where the weapons don't do that much damage and people hate it enough, I think that they'll make a change. This last patch where what'd they do? They gave us the search function and then they added duos, right? Yeah. And people were complaining about duos, and also I'm sure enough people complained about how the relics were annoying to sort through. You know, so it sounds like, you know, it sounds like they're listening. So if we don't like the damage we're doing in that mode, I'm sure enough people talk about it, they'll change it. I'm going to run all 6 relics with throwing pot damage. Yeah, I'm sure that's what your damage, that'll be your damage. It'll be so good. Oh, you're not AFK. Good on you. Go ahead, heal. Now that you know that I'm definitely going to be hostile. Okay, you don't want to heal? That's fine. Oh, you are going to heal. Okay, thought so. I was like, if we just start trading and I get the upper hand on the trade, we're just gonna do that over and over again and you'll just die. You, Ludwig's Holy Noob Sword. Yeah, I know you don't like that sword. Also, Snow, I don't know if you caught that earlier, but the relics, the 6 relics are going to be, the relics you get from Depth of Night are specific to Depth of Night. Apparently, that's what I heard. Allegedly, that's what I heard from Ziostorm's video, that we are not going to be able to use our regular relics, that we're going to have to unlock brand new relics, which, you know, if that's true, I don't love that, but if the new relics that we get come with way better effects, I'll be fine with it. I'll deal with it until I get the relics that I need. But if playing in this mode is going to be the only new, like, it's going to be like the new meta of like everything else is boring if I don't play this mode, then I am going to be kind of annoyed that all the work I put into getting the relics that I have now is completely thrown away, pretty much. That will suck. I will not be happy about that. But, like I said, if the relic effects are way better on the Depth of Night relics, I will deal with it, and I will enjoy unlocking new relics for Depth of Night. Shit will still be random for the relics, so I doubt it will matter. No, for sure, it'll definitely be random gotcha style, but I just hope that the effects are better or cooler or more unique, you know. Okay, I think at 12 o'clock Central, which is in like 17 minutes, not only am I purposely going to take a moment to upload a short to my YouTube and to my TikTok that I just started recently after the shorts were doing good on YouTube. Not only am I going to do that, but I think I'm going to go heat up some food, some leftovers from last night, and use the bathroom. So just so everyone knows, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to take a break. Not in stream, just walk away from controller for a bit to go stretch and make food and use the bathroom and handle some content on my channel. But that'll all take like less than 10 minutes. Probably, so it'll be like a normal stream break. I'm not going to be gone for like 30 minutes or some shit. I wonder if we can use Merc for the relics, or will they add a third currency? If they add a third currency, I mean, that'll be whatever, I guess, but that'll be really funny to me. They should just let us use Merc. If they make us use sigils, I'll riot. I'm not gonna lie, because it's already so expensive. Unless they're cheap, unless they're like one sigil per triple slot relic. Triple effect. Then maybe it'll be okay, but also every Night Lord that I fight on that depth mode should give me 5 sigils and not only Everdarks. Shit, I mean, I wish you could even just get 1 sigil from regular Night Lord fights now that sigils exist. Like, just give me 1 sigil per expedition if it's against a normal normal Night Lord. And then I would be less annoyed with how expensive shit is. Damn, iceberg again. Let's see if they can keep their streak. Oh, whoop, wrong weapon. Ooh. Damn, I fucking gave that away really easy. Damn. GG. They seem to have figured something out about my playstyle, or I am doing too much fancy shit. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what is going on now that they've started the win. Because previous to that first win they got, and then the second win, I think I beat them 3 times and they just had no HP. I think that's part of it. I think I'm like knowing that they have no HP and I'm getting like overconfident. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't even... Did I even hit them? I might have hit them 1 time. Don't know if you're in here or not, Iceberg, but GG so far. Those 2 wins have made things a little more interesting. For sure. Ow, my eye. I had like an eyelash or something that was like poking me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think over time, now that I've played a lot of Night Rain and I've had a lot of time with most of the Night Fares that I play, I think Iron Eye is my favorite. And then second, you know, this is gonna be maybe a little bit of a surprise. It's even kind of shocking to me, but I think I like Raider second. I remember thinking Raider wasn't that fun the first couple times I played him, and that he was my least favorite out of all the Night Fares that I play. And while I like Wilder and Guardian and Executor, they just don't. I don't know what it is. I think it's Iron Eye's survivability and being able to mark things and have everybody do more damage to it simultaneously, along with the different bow passives and the relic that gives you affinities and stuff with an initial standard attack on another relic, and having two marks, like all that stuff together makes Iron Eye such a smooth experience for me personally. And then with Raider, I think it's really fun to get two big fuck off colossal weapons that have good passives or good weapon art, and to get, like, you know, enhanced jumping attacks on a passive on a weapon, and then to also just punch the shit out of something and knock it into repost stagger. There's just something really fun about those two playstyles. And then I'd say Wilder's probably third for me because of his mobility and his utility, like the different options you have, and the fact that, also, not gonna lie, Raider and Wilder both have a lot of accessibility to different weapons, so it's much easier to end up with a good build with Wilder or Raider than it is for anybody else, because they have the most access to the most stuff, in my opinion. They're not locked into a specific thing that they do. I'm gonna focus on this fight. GG. Yeah, when they put on the electric buff, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to focus a little on this one. Anyway, so yeah, when it comes to accessibility and not having a bad build at the end of the game, or at the end of the session, that's why Wilder ends up on third spot for me. And then it's Guardian, because I really like being able to revive my teammates reliably and to soak up a lot of damage. And it's fun to steal guard and have that little shockwave go off. But he falls into fourth because he doesn't do any damage. It's pretty hard to get a good damage build on Guardian. Okay. No way. Shit. Oh, fuck. That's probably it. Yeah, GG. I got a little ahead of myself. Mainly because that R2 didn't land when I definitely should have. That kind of threw me off pretty big time. So yeah, anyway, and then finally, out of all the Nightfarers that I've played, Executor is last because while they're fun to play, you're a little bit more locked into a certain play style with them. And you know, their skill only really applies to them and nothing else. It's just like, you know, it also decreases your mobility in combat, and it's easy to accidentally like lose it by hitting the sprint button, which can be done pretty easily by accident. And then their ultimate is cool, but it doesn't last long enough. If the beast form ultimate lasted long enough, I would be happier about playing Executor. But it doesn't. Yeah, there's just, I don't know. Executor's cool, but I've come to like him least out of all 5 that I play, because it just feels like I'm making a bad decision for the team when I play Executor. Like, the other 4 characters that I play do everything he does better than he does it, and also do other things that he doesn't do that are better for the team. You know, I've been thinking about playing Duchess lately, but I just feel like she's going to be too squishy, and once again doesn't do anything that the other guys don't already do that I play. The only thing that I really would maybe care to play her for is a Carrion Slicer Spellblade setup, or something like that. Oops. Well, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, this is probably going to be the last one before I go on my little break. Yeah. I might just go on the break a little early to get back a little quicker, because the main reason I'm taking the break at 12 is because of the upload. Oh, right. It's a little annoying to me how willing they are to just run behind some shit to heal. Did not mean to do that. GG. I wasn't about to let them escape again. Is this an invasion? I can't remember. I think it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the dream, and I'm gonna take my break for like 10 minutes-ish. So, I'll be back as soon as I can be. I'm gonna be back pretty soon, probably less than 10 minutes, hopefully. And if I can just get back in my world. Okay. Cool. Ah, damn it. Fucking Elden Ring. That was definitely one of the PvP matches of all time. Well, yeah, part of the reason that it was such a interesting little duel was because I knew he was going to run behind the stones to try to heal, and I didn't want him to do that, so I was kind of chasing him a little bit. But yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to go take my break, like I said. So I'll see y'all in a couple minutes. Okay, I am back. I'm just going to have a few bites of my lunch before I start PvPing again. So just give me a moment and I'll be PvPing again. Salmon. I'm having, funny enough, your name is Salmon, so it sounds like I'm just saying that I'm having salmon, but that is not the case. I'm having some pork loin, leftover pork loin, and some leftover mashed potatoes from a couple nights ago. I was going to do tacos from last night, but I realized that my SO said that they did not like this pork loin as much as some of the other ones we've done before. So I was like, you know what? I bet they won't mind if I just finish it off, because they said they didn't really like it. And they'd probably rather have the taco meat. So yeah. Yeah, it is pretty good, salmon. I see what my SO was talking about with how the other pork loins we've had were better. I'm not a very picky eater though, so it's definitely good. It's just not as good as the other ones. So, like I said, I don't think she'll care that I'm finishing it off. As far as meal prepping goes, I actually used to meal prep. I used to eat a lot of grilled chicken. Like I would grill the chicken myself. I mean, and I would make like a vegetable medley on the side, just like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, um, bell peppers, onions, stuff like that. I'm not fully back yet. I just accidentally made my character move. So we'll do that for a second more. But yeah, I used to meal prep. I had a little phase where I was doing that, but it got annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hated doing it after doing it for a couple months, and I kind of got away from it. And I don't know. I just don't really care that much to meal prep anymore. I'm not the kind of guy who's ever gonna be like peak physical form. You know, I'm never gonna. I'm not ever gonna let myself go so far that it's ridiculous. But I'm not a big fitness guy. You know, so if I'm a little bit, you know, got a little extra meat on me, it's not that big of a deal. And luckily, my metabolism isn't so slow that eating anything will just make me gain weight. So I'm kind of in this like middle medium weight where I'm not too obese and I'm also not doing too much exercise or eating too healthy that I hate my life. So it is what it is. But yeah, a couple more bites here and I'll go back to PvPing. So give me one more minute. All right. Yeah, the convenience, salmon. The convenience is nice. I will admit that. But I don't know. I guess just cooking the same thing all the time. Not that it has to be the same thing. I guess I could easily switch it up and do other stuff, but I don't know. I guess it's having a set time to cook that stuff, you know, and have it ready by a certain day. That's what makes me not want to do it after doing it for a while. Excuse me. Yeah, I will say though, as far as vegetables go, I'm actually a really big vegetable guy. One of my favorite things to do, I haven't done it in a little bit, but one of my favorite things to do is to just chop up a bunch of different vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Other vegetables like, you know, mushrooms and onions and bell peppers and maybe jalapenos or whatever. But broccoli and Brussels sprouts, funny enough, are actually my favorite. And I'll just throw some seasoning on those bad boys. Maybe if I'm feeling a little less worried about how healthy it's going to be, I'll throw on a little butter. And I'll wrap it in like a burrito of aluminum foil. And I'll just pop that bad boy into the oven to roast for like 45 minutes or so. I'll, you know, on like a decent heat. I can't like maybe like 400 or something. And I'll just eat the hell out of those vegetables. I mean, I typically throw in some kind of meat like chicken with it. You know, I don't just eat it by itself, but I absolutely will just eat it by itself. The vegetables, I mean. I'm so focused on what I was talking about that I kind of wasn't paying attention to the level. Doesn't really look like they went through here. And this guy's still where he is. They could have gone down the elevator already. This might be a wash invasion. I might have already either let them get to the boss door. Or maybe they're just politely waiting AFK for me. I don't know where the hell they are. You guys should invest in an air fryer. They turn out great with a few minutes. You mean the vegetables or the chicken or both? Funny enough, we do have an air fryer. I just don't really use it. She does, but I have not. Maybe I should get into it. I guess I could go check to see if they're AFK in the lamp room. Here, I'm gonna send that back down just in case they run past me to try to get to it. Excuse me. Okay, dude. Oh. There's a damage happening over there. See, Elden Ring, because Elden Ring has the compass that shows you which direction the host is in, Elden Ring made me forget what it's like to invade without a compass. Oh, they're just down here now. That would have been so funny if they would have got hit by a boulder. You little fuck. Fucking ignore me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I hate when people just like fucking act like I'm not there. If they're a random, if it's just someone I know, it's not going to bother me. I'm just going to kill you. And move on. But yeah, if it's a random and they're just like, I'm just going to keep playing through the level and try to get as far as I can before this guy kills me. I mean, at least try to fight me. Or like actually put some effort into trying to get away from me. Because they were just kind of trotting along like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna fucking act like he's not here, I guess. It's really weird, honestly. Oh my god, I'm so ready for Dustbloods. New tears will flow for one, and one alone. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, Sam, and I do think I do think Dustbloods is going to be good. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Okay, as I was saying, so I originally was just excited for Dustbloods because it's a From Software game, and not only that, but it's also PvP focused. While there is PvE, it's a PvPvE, where the PvP is going to be the main focus. So that is exciting for me as a PvP guy, because they've never done a PvP focused game before. It feels like with Dustbloods, even though it's on the Switch 2, this is finally From Software being like, hey, you know, we acknowledge PvPers, even invaders in this instance, and you know, this is for you. So that's one thing. On top of it just being a From Software game, which I have ultimate faith in From Software to create good stuff all the time and never let us down. But then on top of that, Night Rain came out, and in my opinion, Night Rain is great. I love Night Rain. It's my game of the year so far. I don't think it's going to get topped for me. I know it's not going to win game of the year because it's not really built in a way that makes it game of the year worthy in like most people's eyes. Multiplayer titles are almost never going to win game of the year. It's always going to be story-led games that do. I don't think a multiplayer title has ever won game of the year. So anyway, because it's multiplayer focused, Night Rain has pretty much no chance. But for me, it is game of the year so far, and I think it's amazing. The connectivity is great. I never have problems with lag, really. It's occasional that someone drops out and has to reconnect, but the reconnect is pretty fast, pretty seamless, not a problem. And beyond that occasional lag, it's very good connectivity all the time, pretty much. Which makes me think that as long as, you know, Nintendo lets From Software handle the connectivity and, you know, doesn't like try to stop them in any way and lets them do everything they need to do to make it connect good, the Duskbloods has like all the potential in the world to be maybe my favorite Souls game of all time because of how much, you know, replayability and PvP possibility that there is in the game. And it sounds like they're going to be doing Shifting Earths, which is kind of it's not called Shifting Earths. It's going to be called something different. But it's going to be the same basic aspect, which is where the map changes halfway through the session, and it makes things more interesting because the landscape changes, and there's usually most likely going to be some kind of like goal that you have to complete. And they already talked about how there's going to be adversaries, so you're like incentivized to go after specific people, and other people are incentivized to go after specifically you, and all these different other things that are going to make it so much more interesting. And if they include relics, like Night Rain did, or something like relics, that'll be great, because I was already a really big fan of the way blood gems work in Bloodborne. I really love blood gems and the concept entirely. And relics in Night Rain are very similar to blood gems. But instead of applying them to your weapon, you apply them to your character. Kind of like almost like rings in in Dark Souls, or talismans in Elden Ring. But the way that they work and the way that you get them is more similar to blood gems. Anyway, I'm hoping that they do something like that in Duskbloods, so that we can continue to have that mechanic as well. And I mean, all signs point to that being how they're going to do things, because they did it in Night Rain. You know, it's a game that in a lot of ways is being marketed as kind of a little bit of a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. So I'm looking forward to the possibility of having some kind of blood gem adjacent mechanic in the game. Lots of reasons that I think Duskbloods is going to be good, and I have faith in FromSoft to make a good game. That yes, I am absolutely going to buy a Switch 2 in order to play, and yes, I am going to main it when it comes out. And as long as it's not absolutely dog shit for some reason, then it will probably become the main game that I play for quite a while. What is this? Are you gonna fight me or not? Fucking moron. Bro. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna jump. I need more bullets. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and block that person if I can. Alright, what was their dumb little gamer tag? Okay, Bill's Yuck. Let me grab my stuff first and then I'll block him. I'll kill this thing too, since who knows who will invade me in between now and then. How sad do you think they were? How mad? Do you think that they smashed their fucking controller against the wall? Of course, I can't find them. They're probably... Alright. I don't feel like fighting them again. So we're gonna go ahead and kill ourselves and move on. I'm gonna look for them on my block list. I probably have them on my block list. And then I gotta reblock them because fucking idiot PSN removes people from your block list without telling you, and also leaves them on your block list so you can't look for them elsewhere or get them in your recent played in order to block them when they show up again. There he is. Yep, he was already blocked, probably for doing the same shit he just did. So now I have to go search for him again, now that that's a thing. Because I can't just unblock him and then immediately block him again. I have to go search for him. And he's probably going to invade me again, because he's probably already connecting to me as we speak. Okay. There, they're blocked, so hopefully they stay the fuck away for another however long it is until they finally connect to me again when they inevitably get unblocked, because PSN unblocks people without telling you. Stupid ass PSN, man. His whole strategy is so weird. I'm gonna run up to you, hit you, and then make you chase me through the level as I throw poison knives at you. But also I'm gonna be really bad at getting away from you to make sure you don't kill me before I poison knife you. And because I play the way I do, I'm going to assume, or you're going to be free to assume, that I threw my controller into my TV screen after I was done losing to you, because this is just what I do. Who fucking knows, man? And they were pretty far down on the block list, which means that I definitely blocked them a really long time ago. Probably for the same exact thing. Because what a goddamn nerd he must be to play like that. Ooh. Okay. We're going to do the normal ritual, which is I say in 30 minutes if the invasion quantity doesn't pick up, then I'm going to call stream an hour early. But because this is how things work, now that I've said that and declared that it is a thing I will do, in about 20 minutes, I will start getting invasions again at a regular pace, right before I'm about to turn stream off. And it's going to make me want to go for another hour. Indubitably. Indubitably. What a funny word. Ooh. Only 82 views. Who is this? Society cult. Nope, okay. Okay. Oh, really? No one's reacting to you, so you must not be over here. Maybe you just happen to kill this guy and then keep running. I think I'd rather go this way than that way, because them going that way, there's less of a chance that they're gonna go to the boss from there. Yeah, see, there they are. Imagine if that hit me. You're probably gonna die to the Winter Lantern anyway. Let's be real. Or the Winter Lantern was gonna catch you and I was gonna finish you off afterwards. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people don't have very high hopes for Duskbloods, Salmon. I don't know if you're still here. I don't know if you're one of the people that has low hopes for it, but I don't know why, man. FromSoft has not done... They have not missed once since Dark Souls 2, and a lot of people don't even consider Dark Souls 2 a miss. You know? I almost don't even consider it entirely a miss. And you know, at the end of the day, I don't really know the entire story, and I don't think any of us will ever have the entire story about Dark Souls 2 and why it was the way that it was. But yeah, other than that, one sort of smudge on Miyazaki's, you know, ownership of the company, or whatever, CEO-hood of the company. They have not missed. My concerns stem from it releasing on Nintendo. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's concern, is because it's on Nintendo. And while there's a little bit of that for me too, I ultimately still have ultimate faith in Miyazaki and FromSoft. And this one Miyazaki's actually working on. He's not letting someone else run it, I think. I think he's in charge of it. Which means there's even more of a chance of it succeeding and being a really good game. And I joke all the time about the glazing that I do for Miyazaki, because I will defend that man until the day that I die. Or until the day that he proves me wrong, which he has not yet. Now, don't get me wrong. If I buy a Switch 2 and Duskbloods isn't good, I'll be pretty upset. But I just really don't think that that's going to be the case. I think they're going to surprise us like they always do. They're going to make a quality thing that's going to get word of mouth, and more people are going to get it over time after release. And if it's a timed exclusive, then hell yeah. Which honestly I hope for, because I will not mind buying a Switch 2 to play it on release. And if they make it a timed exclusive and it gets availability on PSN and on PC, you know, I'll be happy to buy it again for another console. Probably for PS5, maybe for PC if I have a good PC by that point. Which, you know, the intention is absolutely to get a good PC in the future, near future. So yeah. Any other Nintendo games you think you'd get? So, you know, I owned a Switch, and I got it specifically to play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And other than that, I haven't really done anything else with my Switch. And, you know, I've moved in with my SO since then, and she has a Switch already. So now we have two Switches. And she's the one that's more likely to buy games to play on it than I am. So there's a chance I might just sell mine or something. And after getting a Switch 2 for Duskbloods, unless it releases for a different console, you know, that's probably going to be my main console for a while, because Duskbloods is on it. And that's the only way I'll be able to play it, is on a Switch 2. But if it releases for another console, unless they do another Breath of the Wild style game, there's a chance I might get Donkey Kong Bonanza. but that's a long shot. Wow. See, this is why I don't like fighting people with finesse weapons. GG. I almost forgot the bow. Ew. So yeah, I might get Donkey Kong Bonanza, but that's kind of it for me outside of Breath of the Wild. So like I said, if they make it a timed exclusive and I can end up buying Dust Bloods on a different console, and switching consoles isn't too difficult as far as like getting my build and stuff back to where I want it to be, then I might just, let my Switch 2 go to the wayside and let my SO kind of have it more for her games than for mine. But she told me that there's no reason that she wants to buy the Switch 2 yet, so I don't know. Switch 2 might just become like I go back to it occasionally because maybe I've gotten enough of a following in that community with the Switch 2 base that, people will want me to get back on in order to fight me. Oh, do you want to kill your fucking Silver Beast? Yeah. I don't like this like standing still thing that he does. Wow, what the fuck? Interesting, okay. GG's. We had some pretty good fights. Gotta knock down all the piles. Is it gonna be them again? Did it connect us again? Oh no, it's Talk. Welcome. Welcome back, Talk. Got your Chicago out. Yeah, okay. GG. Yeah, GG. How you doing today, Talk? How DOS the one? You're pretty good. Today's been kind of mild-mannered as far as invasions have gone, and chat activity has been about medium as well. It's been fine. Talking about Duskbloods and Night Rain a good bit today, which I usually don't have people talking about those very much with me, like reciprocating in conversation about them, which is, you know, always welcome, talking about those games. But yeah, did have one interesting invasion earlier where this guy named Billsyuk came into my world, ran past me, hitting me one time, and then running away from me while throwing poison knives at me. And I was able to kill them pretty quick and get them out of my world. And then I just blocked them because I'm not about to chase them around trying to avoid dying to poison while I try to kill them. If they're not going to seriously try to fight me, then I don't want to fight them. So I went and blocked them, but it was an interesting invasion to say the least. Nice. I'm looking at Night Rain, but I think I'm going to wait for a sale. Yeah, I mean, by that point, they'll probably, you know, have the DLC out, or it'll be about to come out. And all the Everdark Sovereign Night Lord versions will have been done. So you'll have those on rotation probably. To fight every week or so. And the Depth of Night is coming out. It's like a new mode that's going to be like hard mode. And it gets harder every time you complete an expedition during it. And it has its own unique relic system, which is like blood gems, but for Night Rain. And you get to use 6 relics instead of 3 in Depth of Night, which is cool, but also at the same time, it sounds like it's just going to be the same thing with the same enemies. The enemies just do more damage and have more health. And they ascend in health and damage as you climb in the ranks of the Depth of Night. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff for you to do when you finally do buy it, but I recommend it. I love Night Rain. The only boss that I haven't liked so far out of the Everdark Sovereign versions of the bosses is Augur. There is like an Elden Beast-like Night Rain boss. They look like Elden Beast, but they play much more differently than Elden Beast does. They do a lot more flying around, and yeah, their Everdark Sovereign like hard mode version is more like Storm King from Demon Souls, with you literally get Stormcaller to fight against it, and or Storm Ruler, and I just realized I'm not ringing. A lot of people don't like that one, but the other ones so far, people have loved them, and we have pretty high hopes for future Everdark Sovereigns. And all the Nightfarers are pretty cool. I'd say, unfortunately, Revenant is pretty much widely considered the worst Nightfarer. They kind of seem like they didn't really know what they were going to go for with that one. They didn't make her strong enough, so she just kind of gets shit on, and she's also locked into pretty much one play style, using seals, like trying to find seals for miracles, or not miracles, incantations. And you know, the more you play Night Rain, the more you'll figure out that having a wide range of accessibility to different builds is what keeps you from having a bad game most of the time. And Revenant basically has no accessibility to unique builds. Yeah, okay. Not really a fan of that playstyle, but, you know, whatever. I'll never be a fan of people who use saw weapons or the scythe. It's just how it is. I thought Guardian was the worst with his DPS and dodges. No, Guardian's nowhere near the worst. I would say he's fairly useful because of the different things that he can do. If anything, you know, he. So I was saying earlier that I think overall Iron Eye is my favorite playstyle. Oh, I just did, okay. My echoes aren't missing. I thought I was missing my echoes. Iron Eye is my favorite playstyle because overall he allows for the most survivability and team-wide damage. But Wilder and Raider are clearly the ones that are most able to access the widest range of builds. Oh my god. Okay. This guy is very fun to fight. Okay. Very fun. Very fun guy to fight. Super fun. Super fun. Anyway, my mid halberds and not enough shield drops. Yeah, no, the shield drops definitely aren't abundant. The halberds are fine for me, in my opinion. He's just not meant to do that much damage, but the thing that makes him better than Revenant and more useful is not only that he has the largest health pool in the game, so it's really easy to not die as him, even if you're like pretty bad at the game, but also he has a lot of damage soaking potential because of that and because of his steel guard. And he also has just as much, if not more, potential to revive the entire team and keep them safe with his ultimate, as Revenant does. So, plus he has more access, like I said, more access to more weapons than Revenant does. Revenant literally, like, you can play her with anything, and you can play any Night Farer with anything, but for her to be really effective, she needs good incantations. The problem is with that is that Recluse is just as accessible for incantations as Revenant is, if not more accessible. And she has the entire magic system at her will as well, as where Revenant does not. Revenant should not be using spells. She should only be using incantations in an ideal setting. So you are locked into not finding the thing that your character is meant for more than anyone else in the game, because at least Guardian, with all the other things that are good about him, he can use not only halberds but also heavy thrusting swords and spears as weapons for him. And if he, has to use a heavy weapon, then he can still do that too, even though it's not as optimal. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's pretty widely accepted that Revenant is the worst. But then it probably, honestly, might be Guardian next in a lot of people's eyes. I wouldn't blame them for thinking that. I'd say Executor is in the bottom three, maybe with them. And then it's Recluse, because even though she's got a lot of magic damage and stuff and all that, and can also use incantations very effectively as well, her problem is that she's very squishy. And then Duchess is, next in line for squishiness, but she has a lot of versatility in what she can use. She can be a Spellblade. She can be a dagger user. She can, her rewind ability and all that makes doing damage with her really good. She's very mobile, and it's, easy to get out of the way. And also she has that invisibility ultimate that makes it easier to safely revive a teammate or two, or get people in a position where they're able to reposition without dying if they're in trouble on your team. Executor looked cool from clips I saw. He is really cool. He's super edgy and awesome and cool, and he can be fun to play, but I think he has the least utility, and he's kind of just like a bad team pick. Like if you're trying to make a good team with good synergy, he just doesn't really synergize very well. He's kind of a jack of most trades, but not all trades, and a master of none. Okay. Ooh, no way. I accidentally switched to my damn trick weapon, and I did not mean to. This is very unfortunate. Fuck. Ah! Fuck! I'm panicking. Ah, fuck. No, GG. That was a much better fight than the first one we had. I was thinking really hard about how I could possibly outmaneuver you, because I noticed in our first fight it was very easy for you to just... Yeah, GG, by the way. But it was very easy for you to just wait for me to swing and then unsheath. And I died because I died super early without really doing anything to you, because I was just falling for that over and over again. So I was like, I bet I could get around that, but ultimately I panicked. Like 2 or 3 different times in that fight I panicked. Unfortunately, I'm going to jump for bullets. But yeah, GG. So yeah, Executor, as cool as they are, as cool as they look, and as fun as it can be to get like Rivers of Blood or something and do a lot of damage, it's just not a great team pick. Even if you're goated with the deflecting, it's still kind of a shitty team pick. Because almost every other Nightfarer has something that helps the team out a lot and contributes that way. An Executor is kind of like a me, I'm doing all the stuff myself character. And also, if you're playing with other people as Executor, your skill is useless half the time, because you need to have aggro for your deflecting to work. So half the time you don't have aggro because the game makes it so that the boss switches aggro fairly often. Even if you have the less likely to be targeted on your 2 other teammates, they're still going to get targeted at some points. So your skill becomes useless because you can't use it unless you're being targeted. You know what I mean? So, also your ult isn't as useful for reviving the team or keeping the team safe. It's more of a direct damage dealing ultimate. And that's kind of all it really does, unless you have a specific relic, which helps your roar do healing. But even in that instance, it's still not as effective as pretty much every other ultimate that everyone else has to contribute to reviving the team when they're down. And most ultimates will be saved if you're a good teammate and smart in general as a player. You're going to save your ultimate for when your teammates go down. To do damage and to revive them at the same time instead of just doing damage or just reviving them. Isn't this cursed sword bad? Isn't his cursed sword bad? No, it's not bad sword. It's like, because here's the thing. A lot of people will just sit there and wait for the deflect, and they'll lose out on a lot of DPS because of it. But you know, if you're good, you can get in some swings and then deflect, and there's like less of a DPS drop off, and then you're also breaking their stagger bar, so they eventually become repostable or whatever. So it's not entirely bad, but it isn't as good as it is to just be a different character that does more stuff, you know. So Executor is more of like a good solo play character, or like if you're just trying to have fun being an edgy, cool samurai guy, you know, then Executor is there for you. But if you want to be a good teammate, you're probably not going to play Executor. It's kind of irresponsible to play Executor. And like I said, Revenant is just fairly weak overall. Doesn't have all that much going for her. Her summons aren't very strong unless you're already, like, unless you ult. And then they are only strong for like a minute and a half or something before they go back to being middle of the pack in damage and HP and stuff. And like I said, you need to find seals for her, and the seals don't always have the incantations you need. So, you know, it's just more likely that you're not going to find the right stuff for Revenant to do good than you will anyone else. And if you're looking to crash out in real life the least, you're probably going to want to play Raider or Wilder, maybe Guardian or Iron Eye. Even though I will say Iron Eye. What the fuck was that? Oh boy! Oh boy! Kill your Silver Beast. Oh boy! Oh boy! This is bad. Oh, we'll give you a go. We'll give you a go. I wonder if I'm lagging on their screen the way they're lagging for me. You're gonna die. 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 Or not. Or I'm gonna die. I'm worried. I'm worried. There they are. Okay. Might need to block them just because of how laggy they are, unfortunately. Good lord. FanQ-G. Yeah, I'm sure they're a swell person, but I might have to block them. Okay. They're not on my list, so they're probably, I need to probably, pretty sure it was FanQ-G. FanQ-G. Yeah, FanQ-G. Unless they were on my block list already, in which case I just blocked someone who doesn't have anything to do with me. But yeah, I think that might not be the same person. Let me check to see if I have them blocked already, and I can just reblock them. Because PSN unblocks people after a month without telling you, and they keep the person on the block list So you won't be able to search their name, which is why I might not have been able to find that person when I looked for them just now. Fan. They're probably pretty far back because they were probably just as laggy the first time. Unfortunately, I probably blocked them immediately. And then we never fought each other again. Until now. Shit, dude, I don't know. I don't see him. Who knows how far back they are? If they are. Okay, I think this is too far back. I either missed them or they're just not here. Oh shit, yeah, that definitely wasn't them. Okay, GG. GG again. Alright, I gotta jump. Yeah, it's definitely just fan Q dash G, and I wasn't able to find them. But yeah, in my opinion, Iron Knight's my favorite character in Night Rain, and then it's Raider, and then it's Wilder, and then it's Guardian, and then Executor, and I have not played any of the women, unfortunately, because none of their playstyles look fun to me. If they released a female character that was a little bit tankier and like most of the guy characters are, then I would probably play that person and have fun playing them, but I'm thinking about playing Duchess. I will say I am considering playing Duchess, but I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find them again, because I don't think this person that I blocked is them, because it has an underscore after their name. Should be fairly easy to find them too, because their name is pretty unique. I heard you can make it so that people can't search you, which I could, if they're that laggy, they might have done that on purpose, because people probably block them all the time with that much lag. But I mean, that's kind of unfair for everyone else, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. I don't know what it's going to take for me to find this person. I'm going to try to search him again. Yeah. What time are we at? We're only at 3 hours. Jeez. I might need to go take a bathroom break soon, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? As long as it lets me go back for the next invasion. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a bathroom break. And yeah, we'll come back and keep invading afterwards. Okay, I'm back. Let's go repair weapon first before I do anything. I got so used to having cursed gems that degrade my weapon durability that I'm now like scarred into making sure my weapon is repaired before I return to the regular world to PvP again. Oh man. So for those of you that are in here that aren't following on Twitch, because I'm simulcasting to Twitch and YouTube, but Twitch is the source platform that I'm streaming to. If you follow on Twitch, you get free follower emotes, because following is free and the emotes come with being a follower. They are mostly Bloodborne themed, but there's also a couple other Souls themed ones in there, and ones that are. I got a Duskblood emote in there too. The big Yeti frog from the trailer, the demon frog. I draw them all myself. So yeah, if you go over to Twitch, get some personalized, custom follower-free emotes. Jesus Christ! Okay. Awesome. People don't usually open up with the Chicago like that. They typically do one swing. They might do a follow-up, but then they'll typically back off. Maybe shoot with their fucking whatever pistol. Forget what it's called right now. The pistol that is really high blood tinge. Pretty sure I have it. Maybe I don't. I don't remember what it's called. But, you know, everyone, all the Chicago players use it. Oh, it's talk again. No, you're not using the Chicago anymore. Holy fucking ghost range. GG. But that last attack probably shouldn't have hit me. It's unfortunate. Evelyn. Is it the Evelyn? It's called the Evelyn in this game? Because there's a Evelyn in Dark Souls 2, isn't there? Not Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls as well. It's like the rapid fire crossbow, I think. I mean, I'm not gonna. Evelyn sounds right. It's just spelled different, but everybody pretty much says it the same. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, big difference. Okay, we're only going to be going for a little over 30 more minutes, because I usually call it at 4 hours. So. Still got adult stuff I gotta go do. Can't be streaming all day, unfortunately. At least not until it's a full-time job. They changed builds. Dead Agent of Death. You fucking thought, mate. GG. They seem to be really sure about the things that they're doing, which is interesting. They were very confident that they were going to win, I think, and even though that they were one shot for quite a bit there. It's interesting. I feel like I've definitely fought Dead Agent of Death before. I want there to be more piles for me to knock over. There's never enough piles of rocks. I want more. Give me more piles of rocks to knock over. Tis Dead Agent of Death again. GG. Finally got my win on them. They weren't able to just do the thing that they intended to do the entire time and best me. I'll probably give them one more just to let them have a run back option if they want, but if I win again, or if I lose again, I'm probably going to block them for now. I don't really want to end the stream fighting that guy over and over again. Actually, I should probably jump because of the lack of bullets. I don't like having 10 or less bullets to start with. Oh boy. Excuse me. It's interesting how many people on YouTube have their follow set to private. Because out of all the subscribers that I've been getting on YouTube lately, only like 1 out of every 10 actually notifies me that the person followed or subscribed. Oh, they're back on there. Oh, they're available. Ooh. God damn, I could not get away from them. They seem very sure about like specific combos. I think they have a bunch of true combos memorized, and they're just playing off true combos. Oh yeah, they're definitely on my block list, I think, because I've definitely seen their tag before. And I'm pretty sure I've already got them on the list, so let's go get them off there. And then get them back on there, because like I said, I'm not trying to finish the stream facing the same guy over and over again, especially when they're playing in a specific way that, I don't know, I'm not crazy about dodging true combos all day. Where are they? Dead Agent of Death. Pretty easy name to notice. Shouldn't have a problem spotting them. There's no way that they're this far down the list, right? God damn it. Second person in a row that I can't find. And I bet if I search them, I also won't be able to find them. Oh, no, there they are. Dead Agent of Death, and they've got a Bloodborne Blood Moon profile picture. Let's go ahead and jump, just because I know it's thinking about connecting us again. It always does that. Oh, you're going to block that person? Let me make sure that I get one more fight in with them before you block them. For old time's sake. What is that little circle below silver bullets? Has that always been there? And I've just never really thought about it. A call beyond. Now, talk. Welcome back. Okay. Cool. My favorite. My absolute favorite. Oh boy. You guys ever think about how weird it is that Pluto is a dog and then Goofy is a dog person? Like a dog humanoid? You think Pluto ever gets jealous of Goofy? Oh shit! Fucking backstepped into my attack. Whew, GG. Oh, do I not get insight when I win in my own world? That makes, I don't know if that makes sense necessarily, but that's interesting. I was about to say congratulations on being my 100th insight for the last two streams, but it didn't go. So I guess I either got gypped or you just don't get insight for killing invaders. Yeah, GG. Not gonna lie, that was kind of satisfying. Having someone backstep into my attack to finish them off. Okay. But you're gonna get your run back. Wow. Fuck. Nice, GG. I want to get my 100th insight before the end of the stream. Yeah, GG. This is what I'm talking about, though. This is when I say that the game will just keep matching you with the same person over and over again. It's not as annoying because I actually enjoy fighting. As long as I'm not so fond of the Shikage, but especially when you're using the scythe, I actually enjoy fighting against that. So it's nicer than it would be to keep fighting the same person with like a more annoying weapon. But yeah, the game will keep doing that. as long as we're both here. And as far as variety goes, I just like facing different people most of the time. Wouldn't mind if it gave me a couple different people to invade before I leave. Like on its own, obviously, I'm not trying to imply anything other than, you know, the game just needs to be better at finding different people to invade, which it probably isn't going to ever get better, because, like, why would they patch a 10-year-old game? 10 plus at this point, you know. Oh yeah. I guess I haven't come over here. Can't acquire bloodstones. It's kind of funny. I don't remember what's over here. Insight caps at 99? Oh! Well, shit. That explains why I didn't get any when I killed you. It wasn't because I don't get it for killing invaders, it's because it caps at 99. Which actually makes sense, because pretty much everything caps at 99. And then starts going into storage in other games, or in this game, I guess. I guess this is the only game that the thing you get for killing people doesn't just go into storage after 99. Because in Elden Ring, it goes up to 999 in storage after you hit 99 in inventory. So that's where my brain was. Oh well, I'm not going to get 100 technically. I guess I technically did get 100 when I killed you. You were technically 100th, but it's not going to give it to me, so it's no big deal. I'll just spend most of it at the end of stream after I get off. Probably I'll just say goodbye and then quickly go buy some shit that I want to buy at the Insight Fountain. I don't know. I'm kind of. We only have 10 minutes left, and I'm kind of not feeling it anymore. I'm going to be honest. I kind of already want to just call it quits. So I think I am going to end it here. Thanks for everyone who stopped by the stream today. Thanks for the people who fought in game and were good sports about everything, and gave me some good matches. Might be back tomorrow with more Bloodborne if, for whatever reason, they don't somehow release the boss early, or maybe I have read the release time wrong, and maybe it'll be out tonight, ready for tomorrow morning for Night Rain. So depending on when all that goes down, that'll dictate what I'm streaming tomorrow. So if you're a Bloodborne fan and the Night Rain boss comes out tonight instead of tomorrow night, based on how I read it, I might have read it wrong. And it might be Night Rain tomorrow, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, possible Bloodborne again tomorrow. We'll see. And yeah, continuing to upload shorts. So if you guys, like YouTube shorts, go subscribe to me on YouTube, and you'll get a short every day or so for a good while. I got a lot of content to continue making shorts out of, and I'm farming a couple more of those clips here on Bloodborne. I've already got a couple lined up to go, so there's that. And then yeah, as long as I like the next boss for Night Rain, probably going to spend most of next week playing Night Rain against that boss and other bosses that I just feel like switching it up for. consider joining the community Discord. If you type in !27 Discord like it says in the title on Twitch into the Twitch chat, the link will pop up and you'll be able to join the community Discord. We've got a handful of people in there. You know, a couple handfuls by this point, actually. I announce when I go live. If I do an event, you'll know in there before anyone else knows. Brainstorming events is something that, you know, I intend to do, have the people in there give me insight on what they think would be a good idea and stuff. So if you want to have an impact on that, you can join the Discord for that reason as well. Also, if you subscribe to the channel and you want some good OC art done, you get a $5 discount on the $20 price for a mugshot of your OC that I can draw for you. Twitter and in the Discord are examples of me drawing. My Instagram as well, lots of art on there. So take a look. Prices go up to $50, but they start at $20 or $15 if you're subscribed to my Twitch. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of stream. So have a great day, and